안녕하세요. So by popular demand, that's what we're here to check out. This time around, for the first time ever, I'm seeing and hearing MAMAMOO. And this is I believe that this just dropped like a couple of days ago, so at least we get to catch this one in time. So this is MAMAMOO's music video for I believe it's Illella. Let's see if I got that right.
One, two, three. 밤이 깊어져 단둘이. 밤이 길어져 12시. 까먹은 문제야. 일레라 해. One more kill. 밤은 깊어지고 달빛이 꽉 차올라. 일레라 해. 해가 뜨기 전에는 너를 더 보고 싶은 오늘 밤. 이리 날까 이리 빛나는 밤에 너의 눈빛에 취하고 있어. 아닌 척해도 티가 나 점점. 이리 날까 이리 날까 모두 잠든 이 밤에. 이 밤은 따끈할 또 놀라며 따라와. 끝나게 don't stop 더 따라봐. 우린 야만 날려봐 한만. 잔뜩 성이 난 야수처럼 우르렁대. One, two, three. 밤이 깊어져 단둘이. 밤이 길어져 12시. 까먹은 문제야. 일레라 해. Come again. 밤은 깊어지고 달빛이 꽉 차올라. 일레라 해. 집에 가지 마. 취하는 밤에 너와 밤거리를 헤매고 있어. 모든 것들이 다 멋져 보여. 이리 날까 이리 날까. One, two, three. 밤이 깊어져 단둘이. 밤이 길어져 12시. 까먹은 문제야. 일레라 해. One more game. 밤이 깊어지고 달빛이 꽉 차올라. 일레라 해.
Wow, man. Okay. That was a really fun sort of mix of like reggae, pop, and electronic. Yeah, that was an interesting texture. The sort of introductory part with some very processed, sort of wonky like stuff that was going on with that whistle sound and some of the vocal that was there. It really just shifted high and sort of wobbling around all over the place. And then as soon as that guitar sound comes in and it's playing upbeats, it's playing on the and. So it's like, okay. So we got a little bit of a reggae sort of rhythm that's going on here, and with the percussion that's going on, boom, 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 like it's got that very danceable. It's almost not just reggae, but almost like a reggaeton kind of a sound. They have some incredible vocals and visuals too. Oh, these are some pretty good looking girls, huh? There was some really, really good rhythms in the rap sections. It was like a strong delivery, and also strong vocals. Towards the end, when they were going through the chorus section, there was one point where they did it at the pitch, and then they went up an octave. It sounded like they jumped up, which is a bit of a throwback as far as like the way you would compose that, but it definitely works. It definitely works for the song. Interesting little sort of break section in there where it changes up the rhythm completely, almost kind of like a double time feel, but it only lasts for about a phrase, and then shift back into the main sort of groove. But it was quite a change up, in rhythm, and a little bit of a texture, sort of color change up, an interesting approach to it. Just kind of comes out of nowhere. It's cool. It's fresh. Man, it's interesting. It's a really interesting group, man, with their own style and their own take. I don't know how. I need to do a little bit of research on the group to see when it was that they debuted and how long they've been, in the game with their relatively newer group. I think they've been around for like a little bit, not like super long or whatever, but I think they've been around for a little bit. And the only reason that I think about that is because the visual for this video is like super high quality. I mean, this is so either it's a group that come along fairly recently, so you get this really the higher end of the production stuff because it's already established, already known, that they already know exactly what to do. Either that, or it's a group that's been around for just a little bit longer, but they've reached that level, right? Like you get to a certain point and the production quality is like comes up too. So that's the only reason that I sort of think about that. But what an interesting song and arrangement. A great performance. It's a solid mix. It's really good. It's really good. There's many different kinds of textures and things that are going on. It's super interesting. It is. Okay, so yeah, so super compressed, a little bit sort of shifted, and with a whole lot of reverb on it, right? That like the way it's sort of wobbling back and forth, it's a little subtle production touch there, but it's quite interesting, and it's I didn't know what to expect. You know what I mean? It was like, what's going on here? What am I? You can tell a little bit from the percussion part that's already coming in, that's introducing some of that rhythm, but no way of telling even up until this point. I'm like, where are we going? Where are we going? It's a very nice guitar sound. It's pretty clean. A little bit of reverb on it, and there's some compressed vocal loop that's going on. It's very subtle. It's not even, lyrics really. It's just sort of vowel syllables that are going on. But man, it's an interesting texture. Because it's adapting certain aspects or elements of a styling, but it's not like completely leaning on it.
1, 2, 3 밤이 깊어져 단둘이
It sounds great.
길어져 12시
Let's-
까먹은 문제야 일레라 해 원곡이 밤은 깊어지고 달빛이 꽉 차올라
She sounds great, man. That's a great vocal.
듣기 전에는 너를 떠보고 싶은 오늘 밤 이리 말까 이리 넌 말까 별이 빛나는 밤에 너의 눈빛에 취하고 있어 아닌 척해도 티가 나 점점 이리 말까 이리 넌 말까 모두 잠든 이 밤에 이 밤은 따끈해 또 놀라 내 따라와 화끈하게 Don't stop 또 따라봐 우린 야만 날려봐 한만 잔뜩 성이 난 야수처럼 우르렁대
So, they all have very, very good vocal, qualities. They're like this is a strong vocal group. It really is. Interesting registers. Some are a little bit higher, maybe a little bit sweeter, a little bit softer, but still full and healthy. Some voices were sitting just a little bit lower, like there's not like a super deep register here, but you can tell the difference in the first couple of sung parts there, and then it got a little bit higher, and then into the sort of rap section too. They had great delivery, great syncopation, excellent rhythm in that part. And this is an interesting selection of voices that they have here in this group. Man, this is gonna like eventually, this group is gonna like sort of their voices are gonna stick in certain part. I'm just gonna remember it because they're quite distinct. Man, this is interesting.
2, 3 밤이 깊어져 단둘이 밤이 길어져 12시 까먹은 문제야 일레라 해 겁먹긴 밤은 깊어지고 달빛이 꽉 차올라 일레라 해
It's a great arrangement, man. Those are great voicings. There's a whole like tonal shift that happens there, not only in the mix because it gets much more electronic, sort of writing that bass sound, right? But even the vocal, right? Some of those sort of smokier, lower register kind of tones come out, and man, that's a really, really good, smart, clever, interesting sort of a contrast that happens in between the first verse section and the second one. Oh man, this is solid. And then this. Super creative, random, out of nowhere. totally changes it up. And I'm wondering if that's characteristic of maybe sort of a because it seems like something from a dance styling. In other words, because other than just having some sort of a contrasting section, I'm trying to figure out why you might put something like that into an arrangement and a mix. They seem to be informed by maybe some sort of a dance styling, but either way, man, it's super, super interesting, super creative. Like, this is a crazy, track. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta say that the group so far, I'm pretty impressed by what they do vocally. This is one of those, like, it just happens, right? Like, they find the right members that have the right voices, and once they put them together, this sort of overall quality that you get between all their ranges, the texture that you get between all of them is just works. It just, like, it's just right. You know what I mean? It's just a right arrangement and selection of voices.
1, 2, 3 밤이 깊어져 잠들이
Oh, she sounds good. Oh man, she sounds so great. I love that voice. Octave shift. Right? Na 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 na. Da da. Right? Da da da. Da 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 da. And then when it comes back around, da da da, they jumped way up in an octave. This is sort of a throwback as far as, like, composition, right, or the writing behind it, the way you would structure a song. But this also might be informed by a dance styling too, now that I think of it. But interesting either way. Really, really just sort of a different angle. It's very fun. It's very clever. It's performed very well. So where was it? Her high notes. She's hitting those high notes, and it's like with the other voices that are going on, she breaks over into that head voice register, and I mean, she's got the right tone. It's the right sweetness to it. It's just like she's the one to hit those high notes. It's like you have to consider what voices you're working with, and it's just perfect. It really is. Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. We got another one. Okay. MAMAMOO. You guys are always right. You're always on it. We know with the recommendations and the groups. You know what I mean? This is a good call. It's a good call, man. This being fairly recent, right, as far as their work, their content. So the next thing I'll do is I'll try to find something, that's a little bit older, a little bit earlier in their work and their discography, so I can check that out. Maybe get an idea, because it seemed like they were really working with the stylings that they selected for this track here. Smart. Everything is very, very competently done, from the composition to the mixing to the vocal parts. Like, they nailed it, man. They're spot on with this. This is good. This is really good. I'm looking forward to, it's just one of these things, every time. And I just have been doing a lot of new groups lately and all that, so there's a lot of anticipation, there's a lot of excitement, because I'm like, oh man, because I know it's good. I already know they're good. I know they're there, so I just want to see what it is. I just want to experience like the rest of it and get an idea, because it's always so good, and there's so much variety, so much different sounds that you get whenever they will incorporate or use certain styles and certain sounds. So but this is super interesting. This is a very interesting kind of track. So for those who recommended checking out MAMAMOO, what should I go back to, right? Like what's an earlier track that I should check out, just to get a better understanding of it, right? Because like I said, this being more recent and seeming to sort of lean into a style. So what else should I check out from them? I just did this one because it was fairly recent, so that was kind of the choice decision there. But man, another a very impressive group with a great song that's just like super interesting. It has me very, very curious about the rest of their sound. MAMAMOO ILLELLA. What a awesome track, man.